First of all, thank you everyone that is tuning in and watching live, and those of us that are audio listeners, thank you so much for taking a listen. This is the Bad Posture Podcast. This is episode 1, the very first episode of this podcast. We'll be seeing how this goes. You never know what's going to happen. We'll do our best, I guess is the way that I will put it, and we'll try to make it entertaining. But you know, we can only do what we can do. So I want to welcome both. Jake and Eric onto the podcast. You know him better yet as Worm and Shiro. But hey, welcome, guys.
Hi, thanks. You gotta love something that starts with that kind of intro,
I gotta do
where you're
what?
just and you gotta love something that just starts with by acknowledging that we're trying our best, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, when the tagline is "Bad Posture, Worst Podcast," I gotta make sure everyone's aware of our lofty expectations of this.
I would hope your audience is expectant of what kind of content to receive at this point, you know?
No, if this doesn't somehow devolve into some sort of Minecraft stream, they're gonna lose interest real fast. So we're gonna have to get some blocks in here soon.
We can get there.
We can get there. Absolutely. So just to kind of make sure that everyone understands kind of the format of how this podcast is going to be, basically every episode that we have, we're going to basically talk about a few topics. We might have a few segments here and there. We might have some special different activities. We might have some guests. We might have a bunch of different things. Tonight we're just teeing it off and trying to make sure that we provide some sort of foundational stepping stone to eventually make this something, halfway okay. So, there's only up from here, I would say. So it's kind of just, yeah. So, let's just kind of dive into it. So, obviously we're starting this podcast now. It is December 6th, but I wanted to talk about something that happened a while ago. Quite a while ago. I think it happened like late November even. That I think you guys have heard about already. And if people watching this live have not heard about it, then this is a good time for me and us to teach them. But so let's just open it up. Hey, Joe Biden's colonoscopy. What's that all about?
It said that he was 5 foot 11 and 2/3 inches, which
Wait,
means I'm technically taller than him.
wait, back up. What? What?
Because he had a physical during that,
Okay.
and so it said that he's 5 foot 11 and 2/3 inches. So I'm taller than him.
So let's back up. First of all, let's let's give a little context here. So obviously, Joe Biden, if you guys don't know, he's president of the United States.
Much needed context.
Yeah. Well, there's a group and demographic out there that is still confused about that. So I wanted to make sure that we cleared that up. But
That was Trump.
yeah, first, so my point. So basically, he went through a routine procedure to get a colonoscopy. And he had to go under anesthesia. And
Where they
what was that?
squirrel around in your butt, dude.
Yeah, yeah, they take a physical squirrel at the end of a stick and they just
He goes searching for anything wrong.
yeah.
They put a nut in his mouth while he sleeps.
The squirrels are Joe Biden's.
The president's.
Okay.
The
Let's be
squirrel.
respectful.
We're already
Yeah, so
talking
back
about
to
his
his
colonoscopy.
colonoscopy.
Yeah, back to his something more. Yeah. So basically, at the colonoscopy, he had to be put under anesthesia. Now, the significant thing about him having to be put under anesthesia is that the 25th Amendment had to be enacted. And, the 25th Amendment is basically saying that if the president is unable to carry out their duties, that the powers of the president must be given to the next person in line of succession, which was at that time Vice President Kamala Harris. So Kamala Harris was the president, the acting president of the United States, while Joe Biden was having a colonoscopy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Our first woman president.
Yeah, do you want to know how long that lasted?
How long?
85 minutes.
It's probably longer than it would last if a woman was actually elected president.
All right, we're canceled. All right, this is the
No,
first.
I meant just because, like, the right, the American right.
Oh,
would revolt, is what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. They would absolutely. Um, the interesting thing about this also is that so I don't know why. Like I mean, we've lived through a few presidents. Like Bush, Obama, Trump, now Biden. I don't feel like I ever remember hearing about any president's colonoscopy.
Yeah, I feel bad for the dude who had to do it to Trump. That shit's gotta suck.
Well, you know what the funny thing is, I heard that Trump, like I cannot verify this, so somebody's probably gonna have to fact check me on this. But I literally, as I was like reading about this, Trump, when he had his colonoscopy, refused to go under anesthesia because he did not want to relinquish powers to Mike Pence.
Nah, he just liked the sensation.
He liked the sensation of the squirrel.
Yeah, in his ass, yes.
Okay, well,
Uh,
let's be respectful. That's our former president.
In current.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, in some circles, our current president. That's right. Yeah, I feel like it must suck both for like the president and for the person who has to like go to address the media and have to like give a detailed outline of how the colonoscopy went and give like the details of like because like
Do they
right
have to do that?
well I now know a lot about the colonoscopy. I now know a single 3 millimeter benign appearing polyp was identified and quote removed without difficulty. So I now know that,
Polyp.
and there's a whole
Yeah,
summary I
polyp.
can pull up. I can pull up an entire medical exam on this colonoscopy.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
I
there maybe
can.
like a video? Is there a video or something?
Yeah, yeah. They actually they send that out to public schools as part of like a health segment.
I it's like one of the conditions to being president.
You have to send
It's
the
like an
public.
insane amount of power, but everyone gets to watch your colonoscopy.
I will be the
Uh,
president of pure transparency.
I was gonna say they do actually like that is what a colonoscopy is. There's like a tiny camera attached to like
Yeah,
some sort of drain snake that they whatever. We don't need to get into the nitty gritty, but that yeah, I mean, I also don't remember a time where like any president's like medical. I mean, with the exception of like Trump's like midnight visit to Walter Reed that one time. Uh,
Obama did not do one.
didn't really? Is that true? Is that a fact?
Yeah, reading it in the
Wow,
same way
this guy's
Trump didn't want to hand over power to vice president, and Obama was screened for uh,
colon cancer.
yep, and but did not undergo a colonoscopy.
I think you're supposed to like when you hit 50. Was he? Yeah, he would have been 50 by the time he left
yeah.
office.
I mean, he was also
He
like,
looked hella old.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
Yeah, man.
Barack Obama was also like what 500 years younger than both Joe Biden and Trump.
Yeah. I
how
mean,
old is
solid
Trump?
like Trump's like 70, mid to late 70s.
Yeah, he's got to be
Am
like
I wrong?
He's
76,
75.
75.
75.
The
Yeah.
dude was born in 1946. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that guy's seen some shit. What is it? What is Joe Biden? Is he 78?
He's 79.
Damn, that guy gonna be
Really?
80.
Jesus,
Ugh.
man. That guy's not already 80?
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck me, man. That's
Yeah,
another thing. When Bernie had a heart attack during what was that? Yeah, the primary. Obviously, didn't advance past the primary. Um, People were saying like, oh yeah, like Bill Clinton and George Bush both have like, had like stints put in while they were president, I think, or at least by the time they had been elected president. And everyone who's big Dick Cheney um, has had many heart attacks
Yeah. And I only knew that because of
I
because
want
of
to know
the
this.
Vice. Yeah,
Cheney movie.
same here. Yeah,
Yeah, the Cheney
yeah,
movie.
Cheney. That's what it's
The movie.
Cheney the movie. What was it actually called?
Cheney
Cheney.
colon the musical.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
called Vice.
Did you guys hear what
Oh,
Kevin Feige said about Dick Cheney being in the MCU? He's gonna be in
Christian
the new
Bale.
Spider-Man movie.
Christian Bale is reprising his role as Dick Cheney in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh my
that was a
god.
good movie.
Which one? Vice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was
Vice.
Very
good.
good.
I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, that's absolutely a great movie. It's weird because the reviews did not reflect that it was going to be as good as it was, but I thought that was great.
I think the only gripe I have about the movie is like it has when things have an agenda,
Yeah,
like there are moments that are so like ham-fisted and on the nose, I feel like. Which kind of like even if I agree with like what
right.
the agenda is, like I still kind of roll my eyes.
I I agree. I also think that it's Dick Cheney, so I don't care if
Oh yeah,
any
sure.
agenda
Like just
exists. The
trample all over his surprisingly not grave, surprisingly not real
Yeah, dude,
grave.
that's the other thing. That guy's alive. Like that guy's
He's only like
alive.
80. He's only like 80. He's not that much older than Biden.
It is remarkable to me that that guy is still like out there kicking.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Last time I saw him was the inauguration, and
You
he
were
was in a
there?
wheelchair. Yeah, yeah. I ran into him. I went up and shook his hand. His cold metallic hand.
He's like Breach from Valorant.
Yeah, man. As in super cool
Yeah.
and with a badass ponytail.
That's how I imagine him. That's definitely how I imagine him. Um, actually, so like we said, like Kamala Harris took over for like 85 minutes. And so like technically, I mean, like I guess it doesn't technically like you're not technically the president. You're acting. You're acting commander in chief. But still 85 minutes of the first woman acting president on top of being the first woman vice president on top of being the first uh, you know uh, black woman vice president. That I feel like that's a big deal, and I feel like we never heard anything about it. I feel like no one decided to make like I feel like Kamala Harris got elected as the VP, and no one even took a moment to talk about how monumental that is as a milestone.
It's probably because the circumstances she assumed power. So we
Right,
just
the coup.
ignore it. Huh? Yeah.
Wait, sorry, Ryan. Do you mean no one? We didn't acknowledge her taking over during the colonoscopy, or we didn't when she was elected vice president?
I feel like I feel like the contrast is that I'm saying that I feel like there have been multiple times with Kamala Harris that like what she's done has been the first, and is a big deal for we've never had a woman president, but this is the first time we've had a woman vice president.
Yeah,
uh, and then this is the first time we've had a woman as even if it's an acting commander of chief. That would be in the first time for 85 minutes we had a woman acting commander in chief, and I feel like we like either in the media or wherever. Like I don't feel like we ever talked about it. I don't feel like the apparatus of people really talked about how monumental that was because that's a big deal.
yeah, it is a huge deal. I think part of that too is like it's way beyond time, not only for a woman vice president, but for a female like president too.
Right.
So that could be part of it, where we're like just like finally, okay, now we're almost back on track. But that
Did
True.
is
we
really cool.
really
It's pretty amazing.
do we
It
really
is.
talk about the vice president that much though?
That's true too.
Uh, yeah, I guess that's also true. It might also have something to do with the fact that Kamala Harris is like a 28% approval rating. So
Uh,
Pretty good.
Here's another thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I have a good friend of mine who's just recently uh who just recently like started paying attention to politics like during like the Trump years and is like a pretty like liberal guy but like doesn't really dive that deep into it, so he's basically just like an establishment Democrat like ideologically. Um and we were talking about Joe Biden, and I just like expressed kind of like my feelings about Joe Biden, which is basically just like meh. Like
right,
I don't like hate him as much as I hated Trump, but like I'm also not like fired up about him being president. Like I really won't go out of my way to defend him or anything like that. And my friend was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "When he got elected, like everyone was celebrating like we'd gotten rid of a dictator." And I was like, "I don't remember that." I was like, "I really don't remember that at all." Now, was that happening like at all, or am I
I
just like out of touch?
I just remember a lot of moaning and groaning like, well now we have
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
Which obviously
That's about
also
it.
wasn't everyone's experience. But, like, I think you're like, what Ryan's talking about, I think, is largely because we are in, like, leftist circles more.
Mhm.
So, everyone was kind of similarly to Joe Biden was just kinda like, "Oh, yeah, Kamala Harris," like, obviously the first woman of color, vice president, which is great, and the first female vice president, which is great, but her own politics as an individual are not, they don't really match the milestone, if you know what I mean. So, that's part of it too, is just, like, your perspective. I'm sure there were some people who, like, were ecstatic about it, you know?
Yeah, I think that also, with Joe Biden in particular, like I definitely think it depends on the circles that you're in. Like if you're in more leftist territory, really you kind of just like for a moment, for like half a second, you have a sense of relief, like, okay, Trump's out of office, but then you like take in a deep breath. They're like, oh, I gotta do this for 4 years, like 4 years of Joe Biden, like crossing your fingers, hoping he doesn't trip over his own shoelaces.
Yeah.
For next, like you're just like, I don't know, like he could do good, he might be able to. He could also just like fall down the stairs one day, and that's gonna be in the news.
He got that new voice pack that made him sound sexy though, so his approval rating's gonna go up.
Yeah, his Kenny G voice.
I
He, well, one, like he, and like all the while, like 4 more years of Joe Biden, and all the while the right is just building a case
yeah,
for 2024, like just, and he's not really building a case for like the base, basically.
their most effective case now is like, this guy had to go under anesthesia for a colonoscopy. Our guy Trump did it. Did it dry, no anesthesia at all.
Who's more of a man?
This guy was writing laws as he was having a colonoscopy.
Oh, there Ryan and I saw a commercial that we
Oh my god.
thought was a joke. It was a bear that had, like, Trump's hair and his paws were giving thumbs up, and
Hmm.
it was like, "Make sure to, like, order this piece of history," and then it's like, you unzip the zipper on the back of his neck and you pull out the American flag, and,
It was
so yeah,
real. It wasn't even
it
like a
was real.
joke. It was
It was a
real.
real
Fuck,
commercial.
And I'm gonna
man,
buy
that's
It's like
one.
tw
insane.
it's only $20.
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy
And so
one.
I thought the commercial was done pretty well, so I may just buy one because it is a
Yeah.
piece of history. So
A bear, man. Did I miss something? Did we associate Trump with a bear?
Trumpy bear, Trumpy bear
No,
is what
dude.
it's
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
called.
called
if he was an
Trumpy bear.
animal, what animal would he be
It's
associated with?
60
That's a good
bucks.
question. A slug, maybe?
A slug, huh?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
he'd be
He's
a
a
kind of
fucking
like a.
lion. That golden mane, the king of the jungle. Oh, what the
Uh,
fuck?
This is 60 it's
Andrew,
$60.
wait, I thought it was 20.
It's 3 installments of
There's
3
3
1999.
easy
installments for
payments. 19. That's how you know it's basically positioned for geriatrics, basically, or septuagenarians.
That's how you know it's a real thing. That's a very Trump-esque type of thing to do. Like $20
Added
for 3
bonus.
installments.
Like he's literally
Added
just conning people.
cozy flag themed blanket inside includes certificate of authenticity. Just so you know it's real.
Yeah. Heaven forbid you get scammed and you get the fake Trumpy bear. Wonder where it's
Oh,
made.
I'll give you 5
Fucking
guesses,
US of
Road.
A, baby.
There's no way. There's no way that's made in the US of A.
It says we are not shipping non-USA at this time. Sorry. So
The one
Sorry.
guy in like the Philippines is so disappointed that he can't buy his Trumpy bear.
What am I going to do without my Twompy bear? Yeah, Andrew said that, going back to what type of animal Trump would be associated with, which is definitely not a bear. He said it would be a walrus, which I feel like is a pretty good comparison.
And his reasoning is large, thick, and screams. So
When I
I
think of
mean,
Trump, I think large, thick, and screaming.
yeah, definitely screaming. That's pretty good. He could be also be like a bullfrog. You know, he's kind of slimy.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, he's gonna croak any second.
what about an orangutan?
Okay.
Oh,
Sell,
okay.
sell me on it. Sell me on
Yeah,
it.
so
He's orange.
okay, all right.
I'm sold. Yeah, I feel like
He has a
that.
big tummy.
Oh, careful, Eric.
That guy was the president.
Yeah, my bad. Orangutans are cool. I'm
What
sorry.
would Joe Biden's animal be?
A
What's the most
sloth.
Yeah, I
fragile?
was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's
sloth
good.
too. I was gonna say sloth.
He's like pale and lethargic and I don't know,
Joe Biden is one of the
non-threatening.
Joe Biden is one of the skeletons in Minecraft. There you go, audience. I got you. Had to bring in
Nice,
some
there we go.
had to bring in the Minecraft content to really these guys these guys were zoning off. They just heard Minecraft. They're tuned back in.
No animal deserves this, says M. I agree.
I agree. Yeah, Andrew
I think
said Joe Biden is a sloth for sure.
sloths are too endearing to be Joe, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Sloths are cool. JJ just said, funny thing is, I was zoning out. And then I said, see, I know my audience so well.
Minecraft. Hmm.
But yeah, I do think it is weird that we did not really take a moment to acknowledge the fact that Kamala could, was acting commander in chief. And I think I think the more important part is that in those 85 minutes, she didn't send anybody to jail. And I really think that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good that she did the bare minimum, which is nothing.
That's exactly what you're asked to do in that situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. All right, let's move on. Move forward. Enough about Joe Biden's ass. We'll save
Although I
that.
expect it will come up again later.
At least once every episode. All right. What's next on the docket, friends?
Looks like your brand loyalty that we wanted to discuss. Spelled wrong in the stream title, unfortunately.
Oh, did I really spell it wrong?
You just missed the T.
Brand loyally.
Loyally. See, Ryan, I was gonna go easy on you, but
Well, all right. Now
so,
that sounds like an intervention more than.
well, honestly, yeah. So let's lead off with this. How many Apple products? Can you list all the Apple products that you own?
It's gonna be a long list, but yeah, I could do it.
We have nothing but time at this point.
Okay. So I have an iPhone. I have a MacBook Pro. I have an iMac. I have an iPad Mini. Does an Apple Pencil count?
Yes.
Yes.
Apple Pencil.
That counts. That should count twice.
Okay, so I have an Apple Pencil. I have an Apple Watch. I have. Well, now we're getting to the nitty gritty. I have an Apple. I have like 3 Apple keyboards.
Why do you need more than one Apple keyboard?
Listen, there's a whole
Also,
science.
Bryce,
How
don't
are
you
they
have-
upgrading them so much?
Also,
Like it can't be
you,
that much better.
you also have more than one Apple Watch for sure, right?
No, I traded in my old one to get
You
a new
traded
one.
in, but you've bought.
Okay, yeah. So I've
God,
bought.
you've
So
acquired many more. I knew we weren't actually getting into.
if we're talking about how many have I purchased? That's a whole different.
Yes,
that's a
your
whole
entire
different.
life.
You used
My
to keep
entire
the
life.
boxes that all of them came
I still have
in.
I still have like a lot of the boxes.
But you know what happened just then?
What happened?
You threw up.
Ryan blurted out, "I still have the boxes," because he thought it was cool to have the boxes, and then realized it wasn't. So he said, "Yeah, I do still have the boxes." He toned it down a little bit. You can play back the audio and see exactly what I'm talking about.
I like to collect the Apple boxes. I don't know
Even
what's
the
wrong with
boxes
that,
are precious
man.
to him. It is weird that you. I just cannot imagine. Just from my own personal perspective, I cannot imagine like owning an Apple Watch and then the minute the next Apple Watch comes out, saying I need to get the new Apple Watch.
And then trading in your current one for it. And that's about it. I told you before, he got the desktop, and he was gonna trade his desktop and his current Apple laptop both in for the new Apple laptop.
Uh,
This-
and yeah,
He's
it's
the fucking fiend for Apple.
I have the bug. What can I say? I have the bug for Apple.
If
You're
Apple
cheap.
were to sponsor you, but you had to pay them,
Right.
and then Microsoft or
They sponsor me, but I have to buy a
but
product
they
of
get
theirs
it,
every
but they
month.
pay you, and you have to actually use their product. Which one would you do?
Yeah.
Wait, what are my 2 options?
So
If Apple was going to sponsor you,
Right.
but you had to pay them to get their sponsor,
Okay.
or if Microsoft came to you and said, "Hey, we'll sponsor you, like you can use our products for free and whatever," which one would you take?
Like for like streaming or for just like in general?
just in general,
I mean, I would probably take the free stuff, right?
So Why would you say for streaming? Why would you take Apple for
I
streaming?
mean,
Also,
I
he's
would.
lying, and if
I
this was not
would.
being streamed or recorded, he would have a completely
I
different answer.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. But I didn't know if that's what the context you're asking. No, I wouldn't take it for stream. I can't stream off
If
of
Apple
Apple
said, "Hey,
products.
you're allowed to use our stuff, but it'll cost you $1,000 a month," versus Microsoft saying, "Hey, we'll give you stuff and pay you $1,000 to use it on stream," which one would it be?
Yeah, I'll use Microsoft stuff. Sure. Yeah.
He's lying.
But
He sounds real convinced.
Yeah, it's a lie.
no. But like
The fact that he tried to dissect the question before he answered.
no, I mean, like, listen, like doing my personal stuff, doing like, editing and doing any type of creative stuff. I like using Apple products. They have a seamless ecosystem that work very well. There are devices that like to talk to one another, allow for me to transfer data very easily. It's very hard for me to do
Are you
that.
done reading off the card?
Oh,
Yeah, Mr. Tim Apple gave this to me.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
embarrassing when we break for an ad and it's for Apple.
Speaking of Tom Apple, you know the name of the Veggie Tales? The two little veggies? You know their names? What are their
Larry,
names?
Larry the cucumber.
Yeah, and
Shit.
it's not. He's a tomato.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
it's
is.
not Tom. It wouldn't be Tom.
It's not. We thought it was
That's
Tom,
what that was my first guess.
Brian
Yeah,
figured it out.
I cracked the
Cucumber.
code.
Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bob the fucking tomato.
Yeah. It's Bob. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew just barely missed it.
They have a good Twitter account.
What?
The Veggie Tales?
The Veggie Tales have a
Veggie
Twitter
You know
account?
what? Did you guys used to watch that in school?
We used
Yeah.
to watch it in church.
Yeah, because I was gonna say
I watched that
'cause
for
I
fun.
realized recently I came to the because like for me watching religious because I went to a Catholic school as a kid, it was not unusual for us to watch media that was like Christian oriented, and it didn't hit me until much later that Veggie Tales, which I thought was such a like pervasive thing, like for kids our age, was like straight up Christian and was straight up telling Bible stories, basically.
But wait, can we let's circle back. VeggieTales has a Twitter account?
Yeah, they got a Twitter account.
What do you mean it's good?
This is funny.
Like, where are they saying that's funny? Where are they saying that's funny?
I think it's just funny that they're talking about God and it's like coming from the mouth of a cucumber. I
Yeah.
just think that's funny. He's wearing like a minor.
The 12
like
disciples were just a salad.
But it's all Old Testament, so it's like very violent. He's talking about like the Philistines and stuff.
The rapture is just God like eating a salad.
He's commanding the servants of God to bring him. Never mind. read it. Look into Samson.
All right. Right,
Remember the
Samson.
Veggie Tales?
Yeah. Honestly, they would do that.
We are the grapes of wrath. We never take a bath. That one. Remember that? That was
From Veggie Tales?
That's from. Yeah, I know. I just came up with it. Yeah, it's from VeggieTales.
What could have been from something else?
Why would I just? We were talking about VeggieTales.
That shit don't matter.
Okay. Andrew said VeggieTales has a Spotify account. It's gonna be Little Bob on the track.
Little Bob on the track.
Little Bob.
He's a cherry tomato.
Cherry tomato. Oh my god,
Little Bob on the track.
that's actually pretty good. But no, going back, I know I already see Eric's train of thought. Apple, food. You know what else is a food? Tomatoes.
No, because you
know
said
what
Tom
tomatoes
Apple.
are?
You said Tom Apple.
Oh, okay.
That made me think of Bob because we called him Tom. We called him Tom the tomato.
Tom the tomato, which is dumb because why would Larry the cucumber be called Larry?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he be called like Colin the cucumber?
Colin the
Colin
cucumber.
the
Or even
cucumber.
Kyle the cucumber, even though it's a K.
Right.
Yeah.
Colin with a K is, I think, yeah, Colin with a K.
Yeah, calling you out, bitch.
Well, anyway, circling back, I own a lot of Apple products, and I think there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong to own a lot of Apple products. That sentence in and of itself is true. To own the amount of Apple products that you own,
right?
That there is something wrong with you for that.
I feel like I own only the things that I use.
Probably he can't get out of it now because all of his things like connect, which is what Apple does. So if you have everything, you basically can't leave it. They just kind of trap you.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Well, I know you don't want to because you. Yeah.
The other day,
Right.
You were a part of the
I
cult.
I had to buy a new phone charger, like an Apple phone charger. First of all, it's the worst day of my life to have to do that. I fucking hate that. The fact that a phone charger can't last more than like 5 years is insane. Second of all, I accidentally bought a computer charger, so I had to buy 2 things. Third of all, Ryan, if you want a computer charger, I have one. If you need an extra one, you can have the one
An
that I
extra
accidentally
like
bought.
just like Apple computer charger.
Yeah, I accidentally bought the wrong kind of like cord.
Oh, I'll absolutely take it.
Yeah.
I can connect that to my like 25th Apple product.
Yeah.
I actually
I but going back to what you said. So first of all, let me just list things, and if you own it, just say yes. So you
okay.
have an Apple desktop.
Yes.
You have an Apple laptop,
Yes.
and you only have one of each of those things.
Yeah. Well,
He has
Okay, here we go.
two. He
I've
had 2 laptops at one time.
I
I don't know if he
well,
still
okay,
does
hold
it. He
on.
did.
I have 2 Apple laptops technically right now. I have an
So you
old
own 3 Apple computers that are famously overpriced, in addition to the PC that you use to stream.
uh
So you own four different computers.
well,
And
let's
he has.
first of all,
He has. Don't you have a couple iPads, or you got one?
Yeah,
I
Andrew says, how many laps do you have?
I got a big lap. Well, let me just get this out of the way so that this is those aren't the only computers I own. I own more computers.
What do you
I
mean?
I have a Chromebook for work. I have an HP laptop for work as well.
But those are different
Well,
because
I'm
like
just
those are
saying
given to you.
they were given to me. That is right. That was right. They were given to me. That's true. I do own 2 Apple laptops. The one I use, the other one is an old 2012 Apple laptop that I wanted to just restore as a project. You know,
Okay.
How's that going?
I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that I'll get to.
No, you won't.
Listen, I can't stream off of an Apple device. I'm cognizant of where Apple is weak.
I just want to make it very clear, real quick. I went through 2 products before we found something that is completely fucking insane, by the way. I asked about the desktop and the laptop, and we revealed that you own at least 4 computers.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I mean, I
he
own
And
more.
told us he
also
owns
own
6.
I own 6
you
computers.
have an iPad,
I
at
have an
least
iPad.
1. Do you only just have the one?
I only have 1. I traded in my old one for this one.
Don't you have another? You have another tablet though
I
that
have
you used to use.
an old
It's not
uh
Apple though.
old Samsung tablet from 2014 or 2015 that
Is
is
that your drawing one? Because you had a drawing one.
Yeah, that was the drawing one I used to have. Yeah.
Okay. I will allow that just because
Okay.
it's a different use.
Thank you. I don't use it anymore.
Okay, and you have just 1 Apple Watch,
I have 1 Apple Watch.
but that's also a trade-in.
That was a trade-in.
Yeah.
Do you wear
You have an
that?
Apple Pencil, which,
do.
to be honest, Ryan, I have literally never heard of.
An Apple Pencil?
Yes. Yeah, an Apple, believe it or not, yeah, man, an Apple Pencil. I thought we had nailed the pencil initially. I didn't realize Apple needed to come out with a new model.
Well, this is the second model of the Apple Pencil. I have the
Is
second
that
one.
sold
Traded in the
separately?
first one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's a number 2 pencil.
Is it,
Oh, okay.
is it sold separately?
Yeah, it's sold separately. Yeah, of course.
That's bonkers. How much
So
is
what does
that?
it do?
It's a
It
pencil.
just lets you write
It
on the
writes.
tablet. That's it.
So it's like a stylus.
Yeah. How much is the stylus?
Okay. All right. It's like $129.
Oh my god!
I need to confirm that. I need to go apple.com real quick. Although I'll be
my
distracted looking at
God.
products I
He
want.
also, as you go through his list, just make sure he also owns an Apple mouse.
I own 3.
Potentially, yeah, potentially multiple.
I have 3 Apple mice.
Why?
I had the first Magic Mouse. Then I got a laptop and I got the new Magic Mouse. And then when I got my iMac, they gave you one for free. And when I say
What's so
free, I
magic
mean
about the mouse that you need 3 of them?
I didn't want the one with my iMac, but I
The
had
only
to get
Magic
it.
Mouse that I know of
Don't
is
say it.
Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. That was
You
gonna
care to
happen.
do the impression?
I
Right.
won't be doing the impression unless you subscribe to my Patreon. Just kidding, I'll have one. Yeah, just confirming it is actually $129 on the nose for the Apple Pencil 2nd generation. I did have the 1st generation one.
What was the difference?
In order to charge the first generation pencil, you had to shove it in to the bottom of the iPad, almost as if you were performing a colonoscopy on your iPad.
Okay. So you did Joe Biden it, yeah.
Yeah, do a little Joe. Yeah, the Joe Biden and the Apple Pencil.
Mhm.
You for this one, it's inductive charging. So this is what the cool part is that I just put it magnetically on my iPad and it starts charging. I never have my Apple Pencil at less than 100%.
Is the first generation compatible with the one you have
No,
now?
no, absolutely
See,
not.
that's where Apple gets you. They
Yeah.
just don't make shit that works with their previous shit.
Yeah, I mean, like some stuff, not everything, but some stuff, yeah.
Yeah, like the $129 stylus.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not just a pencil. I want to be clear. It's not just a pencil. It does a lot of stuff that I like. I can tap on it and it changes from a pencil to an eraser. Or I can tap on it and it'll open up like a note page. Or I can highlight text with it and then I can move it over and copy it over into like writing or something like that, or vice versa. There's a lot of different use cases for it that I
Is it worth
utilize.
$129 to you?
I like it. I think it's been
Is it
great.
worth $129 to you?
I mean, I will always accept that for less money, but it
Is
was
that
a
worth $129 to you?
if you were to ask if I were to go back in time and have not bought it and I had the choice to buy it again or not buy it, I would absolutely
No,
buy
I'm
it again.
asking if it's worth $129 to
I
you.
don't think any of this is worth the money that it is. I just pay it. What do you
So
mean?
it's not worth $129 to
I
you?
mean, it probably should not be $129.
What? You just didn't answer the question straightforward there at all.
He kept trying to change it to see if you wouldn't
He's got
get
an
it.
apple in his mouth.
Oh,
Ooh,
like a suckling pig.
Um,
yeah, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, listen, I like they work. They work well. I also
well,
had a
at
very
least they
bad
work.
well,
If I pay $129 for something, I would want it to work.
I would hope that it works, right? What the fuck?
I
I mean, it
I
works.
I had a
Well, I mean, it
bad I
works.
had a bad
Why are you all
experience.
in my throat? It works.
I had a bad experience. I had a bad experience with an Android phone that just did not work.
What
Like
does that have to do with the pencil?
it's not. I'm just saying
Also,
that
when?
when I was in college, I had an Android phone before I
No,
transitioned
we
to.
had the same phone. We had the same phone.
Do you want? Yes, I know. I'm not saying we did not have the same phone.
Nah, bro. You did some shit to that phone then because
I
mine was
didn't do
fine.
any shit to that phone. It just wasn't a very good phone. It was Android. I didn't like the.
Yes, it was.
I did not like the OS on it. I enjoy
I don't
it.
like
It was
the
a
OS
great.
on it.
And then because of that, I moved to an
A
iPhone.
baby phone.
No, an iPhone. I'm
Apple
a
is made for babies.
Wow.
no. No, I don't think they
Yeah,
were made
sorry.
for
I'm
babies.
gonna make sure you never get an Apple sponsorship here. Apple's made for babies.
Baby phone.
No, man, come on. Come on. M asks, can you go dual pencils on the iPad? And I can't.
No, you can't even dual wield them for
I guess I'm
$129.
gonna have to spend another $129 to get a
Yeah, it
second
comes close
pencil.
to $300 to be able to dual wield the Apple Pencil.
I also had to buy a case for the iPad. That didn't come with it either. Actually, you want to know something? Do you want to get something that's gonna be really annoying for you guys?
What's that?
When I bought my phone, it did not come with a charger.
That's why not? Why wouldn't it?
They don't do that anymore.
Wait,
What?
what? This is Apple?
Yeah, that's
Fuck.
correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay,
My
very
new
good.
my new my new iPhone 13 Pro did not come with a charging box.
Um, does your current phone have a headphone jack?
My current no. Well, I mean, technically, the charging port can be used as one, but not like a typical 3.5
Well,
millimeter
It's
headphone
I
jack.
just
just
one lightning thing.
I
Yeah.
just feel like Apple does a lot of we're gonna take something away, but then
Right.
the next year we're gonna add it back, and y'all are gonna get so hyped for it.
It's
It's like,
more
look at
about
what
selling AirPods.
yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
take away the headphone jack. All right, we're bringing it back. Everyone, and then Ryan was like, "Oh my god, the headphone jack is back!"
Oh my
Fucking cared.
god.
They like added a thing where they could do widgets. Isn't that like recent or something?
Yeah, they have some widgets now. Pretty cool.
Like Jesus Christ, man! Like Get with the fucking times. Widgets? We're just now adding widgets?
Widgets are, yeah. I mean, yeah, they just added those. Yeah.
Well, at
uh,
least they have a fucking pencil.
Listen, I agree. They took all the ports away from the computer and converted to USB-C, and now they just recently came out with a laptop that has all those ports back. I agree. They created a problem, and they're like, "We're gonna fix it, and you're gonna spend money for us to fix it."
It's pretty cool.
But isn't that just, isn't that every company? Doesn't every company do something similar?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not really.
I mean,
I would say no one does it to the brazen extent that Apple does.
I would agree.
Because
I
I know
just,
people like you are just gonna buy it anyway, so it doesn't matter. They could sell
yeah,
you an Apple Pencil, and it's just a
right.
yellow number 2, and you would buy it, and you would try to use it on your iPad.
Well, I don't know if I would try to. I already have a pencil.
If they told you it worked on the iPad, you would just be drawing on your iPad.
I listen. I just. I mean, it's true. I'm in the ecosystem, but I enjoy the ecosystem. I'm willing to pay premium for that ecosystem because it
I
works
pledge
with my.
allegiance to the ecosystem.
I.
Eric's young adult dystopian novel.
The ecosystem.
I pledge allegiance to the ecosystem.
It's just some terrible fanfic. Um, no, I mean, I listen. It works. It's great. I love my Apple products, and I will never sell them until something better comes out.
Like a better Apple product.
But yeah, exactly, like a better Apple product.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what can I say, man? I like
Yeah, what
apples.
can you say?
And how do you like these apples? I'm flipping you both off. You can't see it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I know. All right. Eric, do you want to tell the story that I have to
No,
clear my
because
name?
apparently I told it wrong, so I'll let you tell your story
Okay.
so I don't
I don't know
mess
why
it
this
up
Of
is
for you.
this really isn't that big a deal, but it was something that was requested to be
But the way
brought
you
up.
tell it, it won't be a big deal. But the way you told me, it was a big deal.
Well, that's because you weren't listening.
True. A classic non-listener.
So here's the deal. Here is the deal. I had a situation that when I was driving home on the highway, mind you, and I was driving, and I was imagine a highway with 3 lanes. I'm in the far right lane. There is a car ahead of me in the lane to my left, and then there's a car next to me in the lane, 2 lanes over to the left. There's 3 cars in this story. There's a car the farthest to my left tries to change lanes to get right next to me in the lane directly to my left, behind the car that's already in that lane. That car transitions to that lane, and then the car ahead of him was kind of like a truck. It had lights attached to the very back of the truck, and they were like headlights, or not headlights. They were like floodlights, rather. They were like really bright floodlights. And when that person transitioned over behind that car, the truck turned on those bright floodlights, and the car behind it was starting to swerve because they could not see. And when I saw that the truck did it. It looked like they did it intentionally. It looked like they were trying to just like, you know, trying to. I don't know if they were annoyed at the driver. I don't know, but they did it intentionally immediately when they pulled up behind them to try to change into that lane. Well, I thought that was terrible. I thought the person was going to get into a crash. So I sped up a little bit to drive up next to the truck and try to look at them to kind of like indicate, like, hey, um, you're going to cause a crash over here. Now, when I did that, I drove the way I use my language here is what's going to get me in trouble. Is that I drove within my lane, but I pushed to the edge of my lane to get pretty kind of close so that
Pretty
they
kind
could
of
see
close.
me. They could kind of see me in the window. They could notice, and they could see that I was like, hey, knock it off, because I'm the authority out here. I have a badge because I'm like a sheriff out here, taking the law in my hands. But I did that, kind of sped up, like next to them, kind of gave him a little look like, what the fuck? The guy in the truck was drinking. Like, he was definitely drinking, like, some sort of beverage. It looked like, I don't want to assume, but I mean, it looked like, it looked like a beer bottle.
Well,
I mean, I don't want to assume though.
Can you wrap this up so I could give like the
I,
one sentence version of this story?
and then I zoomed off to the exit, and then when I went off to the exit, that person was still going on the highway. They flipped me off. I flipped them back off, and I saved the day. No one died.
You're such a rebel. He swerved at a guy on the highway to basically get his attention that the dude behind him is being blinded by his lights.
I did not swerve. It wasn't a
There you go.
swerve.
Did that sum it up?
I did not swerve. I did not swerve.
So you pushed the boundaries of your lane to get close to the guy to let him know that the guy
I
behind
pushed
him
the
was getting
boundaries of both
blinded by the
space.
lights.
Pushed the boundaries of both space and time to make a point.
But maybe I don't know. Put your fucking window down.
I'm on the highway.
You can't put your window down, but you could drive next to a guy.
What's Eric? What's
What the
putting
fuck
my
are you talking
what's
about?
putting my window down, going at a speed of 65 miles per hour, gonna do? They're not gonna hear me. What's that gonna
You can
do?
wave your fucking hand at him.
Oh, I don't want to wave my hand going on the highway out
You
my
just want to
window.
drive next to him.
He can see me. I don't need to wave my hand. What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a solution.
True. So fucking stupid.
Why would I? What? Do you want me to like, put down my window and knock on their window?
I just said wave your hand at him.
Or why? I could just. I could wave within my car.
Then do that.
Okay. I looked at them. I gave them a look.
Holy shit! No way. Did you give him the Karen look? Did they
you had to
know?
cross? You had to cross into the other lane to give him a look.
Well, you know,
He
so
didn't cross into the lane, Jake. He
Yeah.
pushed the boundaries of his lane.
What does that mean? Yeah, that's just a diplomatic way to say that you crossed the line.
I didn't
That's
cross
just-
the line. I didn't cross the line.
M is also
As
giving
Phil
advice.
says, maybe fucking honk. Maybe use your fucking horn.
You gotta stop screaming because you're peeking. But I mean, in the moment, I just want him to see me and know that I
think
was
he'll
looking.
look at you if you use your horn.
Well, yeah, he saw me, he flipped me off.
I mean, so I get the goal of you wanted the guy to be more considerate about his floodlights in the back of his car.
Well,
Like, what was the goal? You wanted to shoot him a look that said like he's in big trouble and to stop doing what he's doing.
He gave him the Karen look, being like, "I'm mad at you."
I see you. I actually think Ryan did swerve at him
I
to
didn't
scare
swerve.
him into.
He
stopping
did.
the thing.
He did.
I did not swerve.
But no, he pushed the boundaries of his
Listen,
lane.
and if there's any legal authority listening to this, I did not break the law. I did not.
Oh my!
I didn't break the law. I did not. I did
That's
not
a very
swerve.
flimsy defense, right?
I did. Come on. If you say you didn't break the law, you didn't break the law. That's the rule.
I mean, it's not about breaking the law. It's about you doing something that was arguably dangerous.
Listen. I don't want to say I was a hero, but I definitely stepped in to help somebody else, and that's what I would say some heroes have done.
I think after school television taught us that there were times in our lives where we could teach a stranger a lesson, but there isn't. I think that's what you're trying to do. I think you're trying to teach this guy in a truck on the road at night a lesson. And I think that the only lesson could be learned is that people are fucking crazy.
I didn't do anything that would have endangered me, and it didn't endanger that guy. All it was me pulling up.
What are you talking about?
You swerving would have endangered him.
You guys are saying I swerved. I did not swerve.
You literally. No, I'm
I did
not
not.
even gonna go into it.
I did not swerve. I pushed the boundaries.
You just don't want to say the word.
No, I did swerve. Swerve makes it sound so much more aggressive than it was. It was me just kind of like.
Were you mad at the guy?
I was perplexed.
You flipped him off. You don't flip someone off when you're perplexed.
I was pissed. No, I flipped him off as a response to him flipping me off. I wasn't mad before then. I was.
You're such a fucking rebel. Oh,
here's the thing, though, Brian.
Hero.
What I don't get, and I was able to sum this up yesterday with I feel like one question that I feel like sums up the conflict. But first, I don't get why you had to push the quote unquote push the boundary of your lane to give him a look.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least to let him know that you could like.
It was more of like his truck was like kind of higher up, I felt like if I got close to him, he would be able to see me more easily as I
No,
looked at
but that
him.
doesn't that in regards to that doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't you have to be farther away? Because otherwise
You
you'd
think
be
the
like
whole
Well,
lower
yeah,
than the
but I feel
window.
like he would have felt my presence if I got closer to that side of the lane.
This guy swerved.
you
I did
think he
not
would feel
swerve.
your presence, but you just said he couldn't see you.
No,
You
no, I did not say that. I said he would not. I don't think he would have seen me if I was farther to the right in my lane
so he can
because he went.
feel your
But
presence?
if I got closer to him, he might have been like, "Yo, what's this guy doing?" and see me, and then he'll look at me,
Oh,
and
what's
then
this
I'll be
guy
like,
doing? Looks like
"Look."
he's swerving at you.
I didn't
Little did you
swerve.
know you were just pushing the boundaries of your
I
lane.
did not swerve. And yes, to answer Andrew in chat, don't you own a tiny Buick?
So you wanna
Yeah,
face a
I
truck
do.
that is elevated, and you wanna
Well,
put that
not
up
like
against your
monster
Buick.
truck wheels, but it was high. It was taller than my car.
You wanna put a truck, any kind of truck, up against your shitty
Well, I
Buick.
mean, we weren't gonna race. I won't say we're putting it up against one another. We were gonna do like a monster derby.
Are you remedial?
Um, I did not swerve at the guy. I don't know why this is that big a deal. I didn't swerve.
Great.
I did not put my Buick up against the monster truck. I want the record
It
to
sounds
reflect
kinda
that.
like you did.
I didn't swerve,
And then
and
it
that
sounds like you got owned
the
because they
thing.
left the light on, they
No,
flipped
they
you off,
didn't.
and
They
they
turned
went
it off.
away.
They turned the light off. To be clear.
Oh,
They,
that's just added now on the 3rd day of you telling this story,
well,
that's
it
just
was the
added?
point of it wasn't that they.
The point of it was that they're supposed to turn the lights off, and you didn't tell us that at all. You just said they flipped
They
you
did
off and
turn
they
it
went
off.
on
Yeah,
their
no,
merry
they
way.
turned off the lights. They turned them off. They stopped.
No, they fucking didn't.
Yeah, they did. Why would I just
You're such
say
a
that they didn't? Why would I
I
say
don't
that?
know, ask yourself that.
They turned off the lights. The lights got turned off, and the car that was behind them drove away. The other car did not crash. No one crashed. No one was in danger. No one was hurt. And the result that I wanted, I got. The person behind the truck did in fact survive. Well, I mean, I hope so
Because of Ryan is the
because of me.
subtexter.
No, actually, the guy behind him then crashed into me
Because you were in his lane.
because I swerved into that lane. It caused it, yeah. Yeah, I missed the truck though, so.
Well, thank God for that, bud.
But I crashed into the guy behind. I crashed into the guy I was trying to save. So, but I did not. I want to be clear. I did not. I did not swerve into the lane. I was merely trying to get his attention because I was fearful of the guy behind who was blinded by whatever lights were being shown on the back of that truck.
Uh-huh.
You're a hero.
Listen. I want to call myself one, but if other people are going to, I'll accept it.
Eric?
He's just such a fucking bad driver, man. It's so insane.
I'm not a bad driver. I'm a better driver than you are.
No, you're not.
I absolutely am.
Mhm.
I drive the limit.
You drive the limit. Well,
You drive the limit.
I'm glad you drive the limit.
That also makes you a bad driver.
No, it doesn't. That makes me
Yes,
a.
it does.
It makes me a respectful driver. I drive with the law
Respectful
tells
with
me.
the
Every
law.
other thing that in the world, like any skill or whatever, if you do it fast, you're perceived as doing it better. So if I
That's
drive fast and I do it well, then I do it better.
But also, like,
Mm.
it's more important in driving to keep up with the flow of traffic than it is to follow the limit to a T.
He goes the limit. Okay, settle down. He goes the limit. He's a
I go
hero.
the
He's a
limit. I go
national
the
I hate
fucking
limit.
people who go
hero.
the limit. I'm stuck
I
behind people who
know.
go the limit. I don't know what they're
know.
doing.
I'm going.
Ugh.
Well, if you're ever wondering what they're thinking I'm not going the limit.
But I'm like, I'm just zipping past these people like everyone else is too. Like they're the ones in the back that are going to get pulled over. You know?
I listen. I'm doing what I feel like the law allows me to do.
Like swerve into trucks.
I swear. I want it clear. I want
Do a
the record.
demolition derby in
I
the
want-
middle of
If
the
if
street.
the speed limit is like 35 and everyone's going like 40 or 45, are you just gonna go 35?
Let me ask you this: if you're in a school zone and you're gonna go 45 because doing it fast and doing it well is a good idea,
Why would I do that in a school zone?
you said
I'm
every
maybe going
scenario.
30. I'm maybe going 30 in a school zone. I'm slowing
can't.
down.
You have to go 20. You have to go 20.
If you go 20 or 25 or whatever is, but I'm not going 45.
Well, I'm going 20. Is my point? Is that you can't going fast and doing it well doesn't always work.
That usually works.
I mean, doesn't work. What is
I
the
mean, it works,
alternative
but
to
I'm
it
saying,
working when you're driving?
yeah, I'm contesting the point of saying that like anytime you do something fast and do something or quote unquote do it well, that it's good. But there are some cases where
Better.
slowing down can make it even better.
You mean in the general, like to Eric's analogy, basically?
Yes,
Yeah. So I don't like Eric's analogy
yeah, bad
because it
analogy.
falls
It's
apart under
because you're
scrutiny.
slow and I'm fast.
Are you talking to me now?
Yeah, I'm talking to you
Eric's
now.
legs going fast. I'm learning.
This guy's Sonic the Hedgehog, dude.
Well, I I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it ultimately boils down to if the movement that you made with your car, like pushing the boundary of the lane,
Mhm.
if that was the point if that's what you were trying to do, or if you're just trying to get closer enough to talk to him or give him a look, which I also don't understand that. But
Yeah.
like a swerve is basically like I'm making a threatening motion with my car
It was not
to the
threatening.
driver to send a message.
It was not threatening in any way.
Why did you have to? But how does the other car view it? A car is driving
Yeah.
up on the side of him.
You
and
do
what's he
not
gonna be like, oh, this
determine.
guy. What's he gonna be like? Oh, this guy wants to talk.
Yeah, you do not determine what's threatening. Is
He
what
didn't
I
know
mean.
what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about like anything.
He's not even gonna think, oh, this guy wants to talk. He's gonna think, why the fuck is this guy getting so close to
Oh,
me?
he's
You're like,
probably-
whoa, why did this guy just swerve in my direction? And then
Eh.
you're like a foot below his window, like, hey, listen here, buddy, pointing a finger at him.
Turn your lights off.
Hey, buddy, you're gonna cause a crash out here. You need to get off the road. I'm going the limit. I'm a hero.
And then he just drives off.
Yes.
I'm driving like a go-kart that just goes underneath his truck.
Oh my god.
I'm in like a Stuart Little car.
It's a shoe with wheels. It's like a roller skate.
In the Flintstones car, you're yabba dabba doing it.
Fucking Fisher Price.
I'm just
We can have one of those. That thing.
pedaling with
Oh,
my
boy.
feet. This guy's like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
He literally hears the foot noise of the Flintstones car.
I'm on a
What
fucking
the fuck?
scooter out there in the highway.
I want to find that sound effect. Can I play that sound effect?
What sound effect is it?
The Flintstone.
The
The what?
The Flintstones.
Flintstone
Like,
car.
Flintstones car effect?
yeah.
I think we might be able to get away with that. Yeah. How are you gonna play it? How's he gonna play it?
What the fuck?
How are you gonna play this audio?
You're gonna play it.
Me? You want me to
just
play
sent it.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Okay.
actually.
Is this
Let's
it?
go ahead
Is
and-
it-
let's-
Well, here's the thing. I could be opening up a sound that could be anything.
Someone
Yeah.
said, why does he even have a car? Why doesn't he just run to work? It's a pretty good point. I never really thought about that.
All right, here we go.
Wait, you playing it to us?
No, I played it already.
Oh, you just played it to you?
How am I gonna play it to you, man?
I don't fucking know.
Wait, yeah.
We don't have. Listen, if
I thought you had it. I thought you had it on your phone. You're just gonna put it in the mic.
Oh, okay.
no.
I just sent it to.
Oh, he
Discord.
sent it.
No, I played it via Discord, and it was really good and funny, and I think the whole crowd laughed. So there you
Yeah,
go.
Catman left.
Catman's cracking up right now.
Yeah.
But the point stands that I didn't do anything to harm anybody. I didn't try to harm anybody. I was not harming anybody.
No one cares plus L plus ratio plus you fell off.
All right. Well, gee. Well, I think on that note, I think we're gonna wrap things up. So I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think 3 topics would be enough, but I think we did good.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. So, hey, episode 1 in the books. First of all, thank you everybody that was watching this live. If you're listening to this later while we post this out on a variety of different sites for you to listen to, thank you so much as we start this podcast journey. We're hoping to make more episodes in the near and not so distant future for you guys to be able to listen to. Obviously, we will tweak things and kind of change the format. We have some new segments and ideas that we're already working on. We'll tweak audio and try to give you guys the best experience we possibly can. And we thank you guys so much for supporting this and giving us a platform to be able to create a podcast. I know this has always been something that us three we've always wanted to do. It's been super fun so far, and this has been really really great. So thank you guys, and we will see you in the next one.